So let's talk a little bit about you, because you have gone through unimaginable loss and unimaginable grief, and something that every mum and dad wish that would never, ever happen to them. So let's talk a little bit about your experience and what happened.
Yeah, 8th of July 2016, I lost my 19-year-old son to a motorbike accident. Obviously, any kind of loss like that is just, you can't even begin to imagine what that's like. On that day, he was on his way to come and see me. Surprise, surprise, 19-year-old needed a new back tyre and he was coming to get money. And a packet of smokes. Oh, and fuel for the bike. So I was waiting at a servo for him. And I don't know, there's just something came over me, and I typed a message saying, "Where are you?" Knowing damn well he would be on his bike and he wouldn't see it. Before I sent that message, I went into my call log trying to tell myself, oh, give him another 5 or 10, and no, I knew that he should have already been there. So I got off my call log and I pushed send on that message. That message is still in my phone today, and it is a stark reminder of his time of death. It was literally at the time of where he was hit, at his time of death. It effed my life up. It really did. Yeah. It just changed everything. It changed who I am. It changed the dynamics of my whole entire life.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Spill the Tea with Kirsty and Beau. And it's just me because Beau is coming back from the months next week. He will be coming back, so it's very, very exciting. But today we have an incredibly important, beautiful, special guest of ours, Kylie Anderson, who is from Breathwork. And this whole beautiful story about Kylie is just going to light your soul on fire. She is a special, special person to me and Beau. So welcome to the show, Kylie. How are you, beautiful?
Oh, you're going to get me all teary right from the start, but thank you. I'm really good. Really, really
Love
good.
This. Beautiful. So we're just going to get into the conversation today. And like I was just saying to Kylie before we jumped on, we just go for it. We're just free flow. There's no structure. It's just like friends having a conversation. And so let's just get into it. So, Kylie, tell us a little bit about yourself. Pre-kids, pre-all that. Tell us a little bit about you.
Pre-kids. God, I don't even know if I can remember back that far. Pre-kids, what was I doing? Boarding school until I got myself into trouble. But yeah, boarding school, and I had a passion for. I worked in a bank, old Town and Country. That'll take people back.
Wow,
makes me feel my age. But yeah, pre-kids I now know I had a pretty crappy childhood. Really, yeah. I don't know if you want me to go there.
You go wherever you feel comfortable. Well, what happened at boarding school? Did you get kicked out of boarding school? Or?
I just had an upbringing where I definitely wasn't supported, wasn't nurtured. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think I think a lot of people can resonate with that. And we've spent our adult life trying to find love in all the wrong places. And whether that be in a relationship, whether it be drugs and alcohol, whether it be in a church or religion, I think, when we come from not feeling loved and nurtured in childhood, that's where it takes us down, different paths in life.
100%. 100%.
Yes.
And I definitely went down all of those paths, got into relationships with the wrong men, turned to drugs, 5 years solid of being an amphetamines user. So, yeah, and I honestly think it's all stemmed from from what was missing in my younger years. And you're definitely out there searching for something that fulfills you, which, led me to the wrong men and DV situations and not to alcohol, but to drugs, 100%.
And how long have you been clean for off drugs now?
God, then I'd have to say my age. I think it's about 18 years, 19.
Wow.
Yeah.
And how did you get off? Because like coming off drugs is like one of the hardest things. What happened? What was the pivotal moment where you were a fucking enough? Like, I can't live like this anymore.
My kids being caught in the middle of a raid.
Wow.
That was hands down the moment. And it wasn't a light raid at all. It was guns drawn, everyone down on the ground. It was pretty hectic, and my kids were there.
Yeah. So that was the moment.
Done.
Yeah, I've got full goosebumps.
I don't normally. Yeah, it's strange because not a lot of people would know that. But yeah, like I'd been through the court system where my female parent kind of took me by surprise and tried taking custody of my kids. I never thought I didn't know that she knew that I was doing what I was doing. She'd never approached me. She'd never said, "Kylie, have you got a problem? Kylie, I think you're doing this. Kylie, I know that you're doing this." Never. It was just straight to the family courts and tried to take custody of my children, which was another breaking point where, like, I'm done. I won that. She didn't get custody of my children, as I was determined a functioning drug user. But then the raid and the kids being involved. And witnessing that, like, done.
What a powerful human to let that be the reason done, because, you know, in my past I have known a lot of people that have gone through raids and so many things in and out through the court systems and DV relationships, and they still do the same thing. And unfortunately, you know, it wasn't enough for them to break through from that. And I guess that again just shows how incredibly strong and powerful you are when you choose to go, I'm not fucking doing this.
I guess I knew that life was never meant for me either.
Yeah.
Like, it was, that life was never meant for me. You know, for 5 years, that's what I was doing. But there was a lot of moments in that 5 years where I'm like, what am I doing? Like, why?
And I think sometimes, like, when you're in the addiction as well, like, you're just caught up. Like, it just becomes the thing. And then it's almost like the void that when you try to quit, like, well, what do I fulfill that void with? Like, what's the next thing then? And I think that's the hardest thing. Like, you know, I've come off drug addiction, and the dip, the low, the loneliness, because you have to change your friends and everything you knew.
Everything. And it is almost when you're in addiction and you are doing the thing, it's community, yeah?
Yes.
Whether it is.
Yeah.
It is. You know, you all come together with all your kids even, and
you
know
socialize,
what I mean? Like,
and you're laughing.
Socialize. You never staying put within those four walls for very long at all. Like, you're always here, there, everywhere, and it's a sense of community. And I think that's why so many people get caught up in it, because even though the people aren't the right people and you really shouldn't be doing the damn thing like that, there is that sense of community.
And do you know what? It's very interesting you say that, because within We Break Success, our top pillar from the Rich Within framework is community, connection, and network. And this is what I always have said, that everyone's longing for community. Everyone's longing for connection. And, you know, unfortunately, sometimes we find that in unhealthy ways, but we're still longing for the same thing. And when we come off addiction, we lose the community. It's very lonely.
It's
bloody
very
lonely.
Cold.
Yeah.
The day I decided that I was done, I had no right to be driving a motor vehicle. So I got rid of the car. I had been told at my last court appearance that if he was to see me again to bring my toothbrush, so the car went.
Yeah.
The phone went, the phone number changed, and I literally
Yeah.
moved away and cut ties with everybody. Everybody.
Yeah.
And I have no doubt whatsoever that if I hadn't have done that, it wouldn't have stopped there.
100%. And I resonate with that so much. Like, I literally cut off my entire everything I knew from a child because I grew up in a small country town, and I knew that when I went to rehab that I could have no contact with my back home, everything I knew, because there was no way that I could stay sober in that environment, because also back then I was the party person. That was my identity. So when I was drunk, I was fun. I wasn't like a horrible drunk. I was the fun, crazy, person. And I think the same thing with you, like, you had to, in order for you to go to that next season in your life, you knew that you had to cut everything off. And again, this is where a lot of people end up falling back, because they're like, it's better to be with the familiar devil than the unfamiliar heaven, the familiar hell than the unfamiliar heaven. And we see that play out again and again and again. And even just like hearing these conversations, for anyone that doesn't know, like, I'm Kylie's coach, and hearing this on a deeper level from your past, some things are already making sense with me, with some of your unconscious programming and the way that you show up. And it's very interesting, not on the drugs sense, but actually on the neglect as not having that connection and love. And, and then how we show up in different situations in our life, we try to avoid, we just cut. And now I'm seeing it like, in lifetime, and this is why it's super important to, work on the inner stuff, and to break through that. Like, to see the Kylie today is just wild. And for everyone who doesn't know, we're going to go into her story in more depth in a moment, but Kylie came to one of our events on one of our very first tours. And I'm not a person to go and stalk someone's social media. It's not in me. It's not how I do. It's not what I do. But there was this one person, Kylie, who I was working with on the ground. And when I first started doing Believing Your Breath with Beau, and to be honest, like, I'd never wanted to go into this space. This was not the space I wanted to go into. Beau was the breath worker. I was just like helping him and hold space. And after the events, like especially that first tour, like, I would spend a week crying my eyes out. Like, I was like, I can't fucking do this, man. Like, I am way too involved in these people. And Kylie was one of those people. And I was working with Kylie, and there was something like, I literally could feel her pain inside of me. Like, I couldn't leave it. Then somehow I found her on Instagram. Then I did the mistake of going through her entire Instagram, and I felt physically sick. And it was because at that time I was going through something with my son, which is now we're going to get to your story. And it was just like, I felt like there was this like woman beside me that something had happened to her son, which I was so fearful of. And then all of a sudden I'd worked on you, and I couldn't let you go. Like, it was just such a wild experience. And I only had that with a few people. And Kylie Anderson is definitely one of those people. So let's talk a little bit about you, because you have gone through unimaginable loss and unimaginable grief, and something that every mum and dad wish that would never, ever happen to them. So let's talk a little bit about your experience and what happened.
Yeah. 8th of July 2016, that's what happened. 8th of July 2016, I lost my 19-year-old son to a motorbike accident. There's I don't even know how to say it. There's, obviously any kind of loss like that is just, you can't even begin to imagine what that's like. On that day, he was on his way to come and see me. And this has been sort of separate things that I've had to work on, triggers, so to speak. Whereas, yeah, he was on his way to come and see me. Surprise, surprise, 19-year-old needed a new back tyre and he was coming to get money and a packet of smokes. Oh, and fuel for the bike. So I was waiting at a servo for him. And I don't know, there's just something came over me and I typed a message saying, "Where are you?" Knowing damn well he would be on his bike and he wouldn't see it. Before I sent that message, I went into my call log trying to tell myself, oh, give him another 5 or 10, and no, I knew that he should have already been there. So I got off my call log and I pushed send on that message. That message is still in my phone today, and it is a stark reminder of his time of death. It was literally at the time of where he was hit, at his time of death. So from there, I went looking for him. As I pulled out of the servo, there was the yellow rescue chopper literally flew over me and heading in the direction that he was coming from. And it was that moment that I really, really knew. Like, I just knew that it was my boy. I went looking for him and came across the accident site. That's where my other triggers come in, lights, sirens, helicopters, have all been really, on top of losing my son, have all been really difficult to navigate.
Yeah.
So yeah, 8th of July 2016, just, I'm not going to swear, but it effed my life up. It really did.
Yeah.
It just changed everything. It changed who I am. It changed the dynamics of my whole entire life.
Yeah.
And I've been
And
navigating that shit ever since.
100%. And first of all, like, I've got goosebumps all over my body just listening to that story. And I think, like, every time you tell it in a different way and it hits you in a different part of your body. And, it's unimaginable, like, sitting there waiting. And I think in the back of your mind, you're knowing stuff. And again, it's mother intuition, right? Like, something's not right.
And the reason I do talk about that is because I want people to acknowledge and sit with their intuition and their gut feeling.
Yes.
Like, I had that gut feeling. Ben used to tease me all the time. Oh, it's just a gut feeling, right, Mum? Or, Mum's intuition. Hey, Mum. Yeah, mate. And right down to the day that he was killed. It is. And we need to, as humans, stop doubting that, stop pushing that aside, because your instinct, your gut instinct, that first instinct is normally bang on. Yeah.
100%. And then the logical mind is like, oh no, you're overreacting. Don't be stupid. All the things are playing a part. But
I did that in that moment. I typed the message, "Where are you?" And I specifically remember going into my call log, trying to justify why he wasn't there. Like,
yeah. 100%. Like, what, and what an incredible human to be sitting here today, because it would not be easy to have gone through that and still be sitting here today. And I can only imagine there's multiple and still very hard, challenging days where you probably questioned a lot of things in life.
100%. 100%. And there was definitely times where I didn't want to be here. 100%. Thankfully, I guess we'll go into that later, but I'm not in that frame of mind now. There's been no more sniffer dogs out looking for Kylie Anderson because she's gone off the rails and thinks she's better off being somewhere else. So, but there definitely was times, 100%.
I mean, anybody that is a parent and even people that aren't parents, the feeling that would be, even just, you telling the story, like, there's goosebumps going through because it's your worst nightmare, for a parent. But that also then took you through a different path. And so how did you get through this? What were the next things?
Oh, look, every day is hard, and every day's got the potential of being too hard. 100%. To be brutally honest, the first 6 years compared to the last 3, so it's been 9 years since Ben was killed. The first 6 years compared to the last 3 were absolute hell. Absolute hell. I very early on, I had made up my mind that I didn't want to be on medication. I just spent year after year butting heads with medical practitioners because I would go for help and it was always a tablet. It was always... The one that sticks out the most was probably 5 years ago. I walked into a doctor's surgery in South Australia and I started the conversation off, literally, I'm going to tell you now, I don't want to be medicated. Please listen to what I've got to say. And I told the story, and again, would have said it 10 times. I don't want to be medicated. Help me find somewhere. There's got to be some kind of group that I can go to and be amongst other people that have gone through this. And I walked out of that doctor's surgery with 3 damn scripts, not 1, 3.
Wait, we're going to triple medicate this woman. Yeah.
Like, yeah, and the times that I've been made to feel like I'm not helping myself, like I've literally had doctors saying to me, well, if you're not prepared to take this medication, you don't want to help yourself. Like, I'm here because I do. I'm here because we've been conditioned and led to believe that this is where we go when we need help and we're not okay.
Yes, yes, yes.
We are. Where do you go when you're not feeling well? Where do you go when you're not okay? You go to a damn doctor.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. And isn't that the craziest thing? That is where you go. It's the same thing with Beau. Like, he went to the doctor to go to a psychologist and she fired him after one visit, you know, and it's like,
yeah,
wild.
Where does that leave me now? In a ditch somewhere. Do you know what I mean?
I'm completely not fixable
on my own. It leaves me in a damn ditch. Like, and that was the first 6 years. Like, just constantly, I was 100%. I was doctor hopping, 100%, but not for the usual reason, because I didn't want to be medicated.
I just didn't want to be medicated. Yeah, and you just didn't know what that looked like. You just knew it wasn't this, but you didn't know what it was. It's like, I need something. Yeah.
I spent the first 2 weeks, I'm not going to lie, pretty much sedated, 100%. There was multiple bottles of Valium, like, swallowed at that point. And I remember going back to my doctor she'd been my doctor for quite some time. And I took the leftover Valium and I put them on the table and I said, I don't want these anymore. I don't want them. So she gave me a script for something else. Again, it's the doctor. Do you know what I mean? So I went from there to the pharmacy. I got them and I took them and they made me numb. I took them for no more than a week because I was numb. This is within the first probably 4 to 6 weeks of my son being killed. And I'm like, I couldn't cry. There was just nothing. I was just numb. There's no other way to explain it. So I went back to her with the leftover from that box and told her again, I don't want these. And that was the last time that I took any kind of medication to deal with the loss of my son and everything that, you know, the complex PTSD, the anxiety, all the things.
All the things. Yeah. Wow. Things. And yeah, it's just like the medical profession it just screams, like, I'm just like, what? Like, why? Like, you know, and the thing is, because they're so textbook, they've gone to university. This is why I always say that everyone that is a coach that has gone through their own trauma make the best coaches because they fucking get it, not the people that went to university and, you know, did the books and stuff like that because they don't get it. And so how is a doctor meant to help you with the grief of your son when they've never probably experienced anything remotely like that? And they've been programmed to, like, take this pill, it's going to make it better. But we all know that, logically, we all know that's not. The moment is that you're feeling in so much pain, people are wanting a result. They're wanting something. And I think that's the hardest thing. And doctors don't know. They don't.
I always saw taking I remember specific times of thinking about medication in the way of, okay, so if I start this medication, and there's times that I would pick up the script because I had been told, well, if you don't want to take this tablet, well, then you don't want to help yourself,
Yeah.
So there was multiple times that I picked up a script with no intention of taking it, just so if I went back to that doctor, they thought that I had taken it, because I was worried that they would, I don't know, somehow know that I never picked that script up. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But lost train of thought now. Where was I going with that?
Just about the medical profession and like, how they just try to put you on stuff instead of actually having a conversation with you and be like, "Oi, are you okay? Like, what's going on? Like, let's talk about this."
It's the same as sending me to a psych. And I said to them time and time again, if you can find me a psych that's lost a child, okay, and I don't mean a miscarriage, or because I've been through that as well. And as devastating as that was,
different.
It's so different. It's so different. Find me somebody that's lost their adult damn child, and I'll sit with them all day, every day.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to sit there with someone that doesn't and hasn't experienced that, let alone doesn't even have kids.
Yeah.
I'm just not. Because I'm not going to have them say, oh, can I just imagine how you feel? No, because you know what? You can't. You can't even begin to imagine.
No. You can sympathize, you can have empathy, but I could never imagine. There's moments when I've thought about it and I've burst into tears and all the things, but when I have not experienced it, nor would I want to experience that, so we can only sympathize or empathize with the situation.
And there's nothing worse than someone saying that they do understand. Not going there. Going there.
I would understand that 100%. So so you're going through all this, and then how did you find us? How did you find Breathwork? Like, what happened? What's the story behind this?
Okay. So I was driving. My oldest daughter was in the car with me. As I mentioned before, triggers, lights, sirens, ambulances, police, helicopters, all the things. I had an ambulance fly up behind me, and I've even prior to losing Ben, I would get out of their way. Like, I was really conscious of being aware of your surroundings while you're driving and things like that. I've always been like that. So I had got out of the way for this ambulance that was under lights and sirens, pulled back onto the road, and all I could see was all these cars. Like, it was freeway, 2 lanes, emergency lane down each side. Get out of the way. Yeah. And all I could see was all these cars in this ambulance's way, and I lost it. Absolutely lost it. Couldn't breathe. Definitely couldn't drive. I'd pulled over, got out of the car. My daughter ended up having to drive. And once I kind of managed to get my breath back a bit and could vocalize anything at all, I just said to her, like, I can't keep doing this. Like, I was triggered by lights and sirens all the time. That was just a really bad one, really bad one. Could not breathe, I felt like I was going to die. Yeah. Yeah. And I'd said to her, I need to do something. Like, maybe I need to be bloody hypnotized or something. Like, I can't keep living like this. And she says to me, she says, oh, Mum, I've been seeing this breath something on Instagram, like something to do with breath. I'm like, oh, yeah. Like, so once we had stopped, she found these videos that she was referring to. And
the crazy exorcism videos that.
So she showed me, and I looked at her and, what the seriously, like, how the hell is that going to help, mate? But I got home that night, and obviously it was Beau's Instagram, and I found him on Instagram and was watching the videos again, and then I freaking clicked that follow button. Don't even know why. I do now, but
Yeah.
like I think about it and I'm like, the thoughts that were going through my head and my opinion on Beau.
And what were the thoughts? Tell us the thoughts when you first seen that and you seen Beau. What did you think?
I thought he was cooked. Honestly, and I've said it to him multiple times. Just remember, I thought you were cooked. Do you know what I mean? Like, holy shit, I thought he was on another freaking planet, not going to lie, or some kind of religious organization.
Yeah.
Or
Like cult. So some kind of cult.
I wasn't going to say, okay, thank you. I wasn't going to say the word.
I know. We've heard it all, don't worry. Cult's been thrown around a few times.
No, and I remember it, but I still clicked follow, didn't I? And I still kept watching the whole time thinking you are cooked or you're some kind of cult. Like, what are you doing to those people? So yeah, I think that was probably a month or two that I'd been following him, maybe only a month. And it was coming up to, it would have been, 6 years, my six-year anniversary of losing Ben. And I wasn't freaking okay again, still. And I remember messaging him, and it was really short, basically, like so blunt. I've lost my son to a motorbike accident, and the date or the year or whatever I put, I think. And I said to him, I'm fucking not okay. And I don't want to be medicated. Literally, my first message to him was like, I don't want to be medicated and I'm not medicated, but I'm not okay. And
I need help, but I don't know what it looks like. You look fucking crazy and cooked, but I don't want to take medication, so I feel like I'm running out of options right now.
So I'm going to turn to the cooked one.
Yeah.
boys.
Yeah.
I feel, look, it's funny now, but I definitely went through a phase where I'm like, I felt bad because I remember saying that to Beau at one of the events. I remember saying, I just need you to know, I thought you were a effing cooked so-and-so.
That's okay. We'll
But I did. I thought, like, that's not normal. Like, you've got to be under the influence of some wicked shit to be doing that.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then he replied with voice messages. There was 5 1-minute voice messages all in a row.
Sounds
I'll
like
never
Beau.
forget it. Yeah,
Sounds
it
like
was.
Beau.
It was literally 5 in a row. Bang, 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 bang. And I listened to it and I just, I don't know. Am I allowed to swear?
Yes, you can do whatever you want.
He fucking got it. He fucking got it. His voice messages back to me, I remember I burst into tears. I'm like, are you kidding me? Like 6 years of absolute hell, not being able to find help. And I contact this cooked so-and-so and he gets it.
Yeah.
And he just got it. The voice messages were insane. I still, not going to lie, and I don't mean this in a creepy way, but I'll still go back and listen to those messages every now and again. Just because he got it. And it's the day that, you know, that first event changed my life. But Beau's response to my very brief, blunt message was what changed it all for me.
How amazing. Like, I literally, again, I feel like my body is just like,
I've got goosebumps.
Like, I wish you could just feel my legs right now, like they're just having goosebumps. And I think, Kylie, because what you had been looking for, finally somebody understood you. Finally, 100%. You're like, fuck, someone gets it. And he's just got into my core. Like, he's understanding. It's not drugs. It's not going to a psychotherapist. It's not psychology. It's none of that. Like, he just understands on a cellular fucking level. Like, my prayers have been answered.
Yep. 100%. It was just prior to that as well, like, I'm not going to lie, there was definitely times there where I'm like, holy shit, maybe I do need to consider being medicated. I couldn't
Yeah.
find anything else. There was no, do you know what I mean? And the
Yeah.
whole time I'm telling myself, but it's just a Band-Aid. I don't want to pop a pill for the rest of my life.
Yeah. But
It's
you
going to
don't want to
be, it's going to
feel.
be, but I don't want to feel
Yeah.
like this, and if I
Yes.
pop a pill
Yeah.
for the rest of my life, it's going to be increased every couple of months or every 6 months or however often.
Yeah.
Or there's going to be a time where I don't want to do this anymore and then I've got to come off it. I've already been there.
Yeah.
I've already got over.
And I think
drug
that's the
addiction.
addiction side. Yeah, that's the addiction side. And I think there's another reason why you are so adamant about not going onto medication, me personally as well, because we know how hard it was to come off. And it's like, oh my, I'm not going through that again. Like, I know what goes up must come down. Like, I know the road to fucking coming through that is hard, and I think
and at the
that
end of
is
the
in
day,
the unconscious.
Taking that medication, the situation still remains the same. My fucking kid isn't here anymore.
Yeah.
What happens when I come off it? It hasn't
he's
changed.
still not here.
He's still gone.
Yeah.
So those messages from Beau, like, freaking changed my life. He just got it. He just freaking got it.
And I love that for you. I love that for you enough to have looked past the cooked side of him to then just like send her a message. And the thing is, do you know how many times we would get messages and people are like, you're probably not going to respond, blah, blah, blah. And like we'd respond with a voice. I'm like, whoa, like you're responding with a voice message? Like, holy shit.
Responded with a voice message, and within the same day, it was moments after I sent him that message. I remember thinking, holy shit, like, has he got the phone in his hand? Like, well, he responded. So, knowing now, he did have the phone in his hand. Do you know what I mean? But it was just so quick, and it was so, and not once did he try and claim what he knew. It's kind of weird because he didn't claim to know or imagine what I'm going through with that loss.
Yeah.
But yet he left me feeling with he fucking got it.
Yeah. Oh,
but
I love that. Without using those words.
He never knew what that loss was like. He never claimed to.
But he was able to connect with you. Yeah, he was able to connect with you on another level because of also his past experiences with things that have happened to him in the medical system as well. And this is where coaches like yourself are the best coaches, because it's not that you're resonating with what they've gone through, it's that you've gone through different things where you can connect on the same level, because there's a connection of different lives happening. And so what happened next? How did you get to the event? And what happened at the event?
Beau sent me a link. He sent me the link and sent me my spot at that event. And I can tell you now, the night before that event, I didn't sleep. I had every bloody excuse going around in my head. I was not showing up. I was not doing it. Even that morning, I remember sending because I wasn't going. Every excuse I could think of, I made up in my head to not go to that event run by someone that was cooked. No, because I just didn't want to. It's so weird because you want it so bad. But holy crap, the fear the night before that event.
Do you want to know another thing is? The other thing here for you and for everyone listening to this is that, well, then who are you now if you don't have this victim mentality? If you're not still sitting in there, who are you without this pain? Because there's also a part of you that's still connected to Ben. If I lose this pain, do I lose him? Like that's the only thing I still have connected to him. So there's like, yes, I don't want to feel this pain because I'm dying, but it's like, but then who am I without the pain? And do I lose my son again? Am I losing him again?
Especially because at that point, I'd been there for 6 years.
Yeah.
been there stuck for 6
It
years.
was normal. It
So
was your normal.
Yeah. And showing up to that event, that was so far out of the normal. You know what I mean? For so many different reasons. But I voice messaged him that morning because I wasn't going. And I voice messaged him because I could never tell somebody that I'm going to do something and not do it. And I knew that. So just in the spur of the moment, I voice messaged him and I said, I've made up every excuse under the sun in my head all night, all morning to not show up today. But I want to tell you, I'm getting in my car in 5 fucking minutes. And I just
You
left
had
it
to do
there. And
that.
of course, he was obviously, you guys were at the venue getting sorted and nothing. I got nothing back. And I knew that I wouldn't because it was in that time frame that I knew you guys would be doing your thing, like, you know what I mean?
Setting up, yeah.
But at the same time, I knew that I've told him I'm getting in the car in 5 minutes. So
you didn't need the response. You needed the commitment to yourself. That you're saying that because you know you're a person who lives by their word. And so you knew that if you said that, that's a contract, I'm going. And so that it was never about him responding.
I knew once I sent that message to him that I had to. There's no way, this is somebody that sent me 5 1-minute voice messages in a row on first contact, sent me a spot to an event. If I tell you I'm coming, I've got to.
Yeah.
I've got to. And I did. And it was amazing.
And then what happened? What happened?
Oh, my life freaking changed. Look. Holy crap. Yeah, I let him do his cuckoo cooked stuff on me. Holy shit. It was so uncomfortable. It was so uncomfortable because I went on my own as well. I didn't even know anyone that had ever done any of that, didn't know anyone that was going to be there, nothing. And that was daunting. That was so daunting. And one of the first things I realized really quickly, like during the start of the event, when you're just doing regular breathing exercises, that has stuck with me big time because I realized really, really quickly that I'm never breathing okay. I could not.
Yeah. Yeah.
When we were doing it at that first event, I could not. I swear to God, Kirsty, I couldn't get it.
I believe you.
I could not get my breath the way I couldn't do it. Yeah. I couldn't do it. And I'm like,
because you're so used to that shallow breathing for so long, which is like that type of breathing puts you in anxiety all the time. You're a fight or flight. Like that's what it's doing.
I just realized at that point, like I'm never breathing properly because I really, really struggled to do regular breath.
No. Yeah. Wow.
For the whole part of that exercise at that event, it wasn't until the very end of that exercise that it got a little bit easier and smoother. But I struggled that whole part, and I just remember that so clearly. Hey, there was 2 things from that first event that have really stuck with me even 3 years later. And that was one of them.
Amazing. Absolutely amazing. And so at that event, you came, you did the breath work, and you had an incredible breakthrough. Like I said, I don't remember everyone, but I remember 100% you actually thought you were going to die. It was like scary and, you were red and all this stuff. But I remember holding you and hugging you to the side and trying to get you to breathe on that side as well. And I didn't know your story. Like, I didn't know that. I didn't, like, you had messaged Beau. I didn't know your story at all. I did not know that you had lost your child, nothing. And I remember hugging you and feeling your pain. And that was a real moment for me because I couldn't unfeel you for a very long time. It's one thing to have a business or even the best product or service, but let's be real, when no-face Jackie32 jumps on Instagram throwing those nasty comments and you make it mean something about you, it doesn't matter how good your business is, you will crumble. That's why you need us.
Welcome to We Breathe Success, the ultimate experience for aspiring business owners, entrepreneurs, and coaches who are ready to break through to the next level.
Hi, I'm Kirsty Waddingham.
And I'm Beau.
We're not just any mindset business mentorship, we are the world's best when it comes to mindset, breakthrough, and transformation.
Our approach combines breakthrough breathwork, powerful mindset techniques, manifestation, and strategic business coaching, setting you up for each week for success and action.
If you're truly serious about unlocking explosive growth, you're in the right place.
Success starts with one essential foundation, your mindset. Without it, even the best business strategies will fall apart.
That's why we go deeper than traditional coaching. We offer advanced biohacking and mindset reprogramming.
Your network is your net worth, and now you have access to ours. With all of this, success isn't just a possibility, it's your only option.
We're here to help you break through your old limits, step into extraordinary success, and create unstoppable momentum for growth. We cover it all: mindset, somatic strategy, community, and connection.
So are you ready to be the leader, visionary, and powerhouse that you were meant to be? Click the link below. Let's book a call.
So, there's not many people that I remember, and some people just have something that I just cannot let go of. And I remember that day, I didn't know your story. I had no idea, actually. It was obviously you had this conversation with Beau. Beau had a lot of conversation with people, and I wasn't actively involved in believing in breath at all. I was just there to support him. I wasn't a breath worker. I had no desire to even go into that. I was just supporting his dream, and I was being an angel. And I remember having you and holding you, and literally first I thought you were going to die. So it was very scary and confronting for me, because it was like, the way that we were, and everyone was like screaming and all this stuff, which was very hard for me at the beginning with breathwork, because I just couldn't unhear all the people. And I remember like hugging you and feeling your pain. And I didn't know the story, but I knew it was bad because I could feel it. And after that conversation, after that session, then you spoke and you talked a little bit, and then I couldn't unhear all the things that you had said, and then I couldn't stop thinking about you. And I remember being at my friend Adam's house, sitting on his couch, and I couldn't stop thinking about you, everything. Like, I just like your story, the day, everything. And at that time, Carson was 17 and he was getting into cars. And my biggest fear was a car accident. I was like paranoid. I was paralytic. Like, I couldn't breathe. He'd go out. I would be like, please message me whenever you stop, blah, 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 tell me where you are. I couldn't go to sleep till we got home. Like, I was just beside myself. And I said to Beau, before I met you, I can't live like this. Like, how do parents just let go? Like, how do you let go? How do my parents deal with my drug addiction and me going out partying? Like, I was just beside myself. And then he was like, you need to do some breathwork to let go. And I'm like, breathwork's not gonna fucking help me. Like, let go of my child. Like, and it was the fear. And I think also the fear of loss of control, that I couldn't save anymore. I couldn't protect. He was out of my view. And, pre all of that, like, I worked away, but the kids were always at my house. And when I was home, all the kids would come to my house. So I was always in control. And then you're not in control. And I was going through all of that. And then I remember sitting at my friend Adam's house, sitting on the couch, and I started to go through Instagram. And I don't know why, because I don't do this. I am not a person who goes through people's Instagrams. I check out my own news feed more than anyone else's, because I'm so interested in myself, like all the things. And I'm sitting there, oh my God, and did I go on a rabbit hole? And I was looking at all these photos of you and your son, and then I couldn't stop crying, and then his blue eyes, like all of his stuff. And I was just like on the couch, and I was just crying. Beau came over and he's like, what are you doing? I said, oh my God, remember that lady from the event, Kylie and blah, blah. And he's like, yeah. And I said, this is her son. She lost her son, and like all this. And he was like, Kirsty, you can't do this. Like, yeah. You cannot be this involved. Like, you have got an option. I said, I can't stop it. Like, and then I was messaging you, and then I was like, what can I do to help her? Like, my my pleasing, my empathy, my sickness for helping other people was so full inside of me that it almost at the beginning became an obsession. I couldn't let you go. And it was almost like there was this, and then there was what I was going through with my son. So then there was a connection of like my fear, and then she's lost her son. And then there was just all of these things. And it's very interesting how the mind works and how this, but then you just keep coming. Then you didn't leave our lives, and that wasn't the first event. And then you started coming to other events, and then I even remember you coming to one of our smaller ones. We did a cacao event in Perth, and you met my mom.
Yes.
And yes, and my mom came to that event, and and then I remember going home and telling my mom, I was like, man, you don't understand like that woman, what she's gone through, and there's all these things. Like you keep coming to these events, and you always were in our world. Like it was just over those last couple of years. And then the moment for me is like when you came to that January online session, and what happened?
Oh my God, I don't even know. Maybe, you know what it was? Maybe it's because you had moved out of Perth and there was nothing planned for any other events for me to like tie myself over to till the next event, maybe. And I jumped on that online one, and I don't know. It was just, just everything that was done online and with no prospect of a time of when the next event was going to be permitted. Like, well, fuck it, I'm going to have to join. Like, I need this. Like, I don't know. I didn't think of it like that at the time, but I needed those events. I needed you guys. You know what I mean? I needed what you guys were offering and what, I just needed it. And then doing that one online one, I'm like, no, I can't stop now. Like it had been way too long between event and then the online. And I'm thinking, well, there's not going to be anything else. Like if I don't join, and I need this, I need this.
And like, we're going to go to what you have achieved recently, which has just been absolutely mind-blowing. And it's so interesting because in your world, you've done all of these things just recently since the end of May, really. But it's actually nothing to do with from then. It's actually all the work you were doing 3 years to that moment, or 2 years prior to that moment. It is the breath work. It was putting yourself in those rooms. It was having those conversations. It was showing you that there was a different way where you had been looking for, and you got what you wanted. And, I'll never forget when you got off that call and you messaged me on Instagram. You're like, okay, I need to join. I don't know how I'm going to do it.
Yep.
I don't think I can afford this, but I just know that I need this. It feels very, very fucking scary. And I was like, at the end of the day, like, you commit, we're going to get you the results. Like, it is going to happen, but you're going to have to trust.
Yep.
And, and at that time you were doing pure romance.
Yep.
And you joined, and we were like, helping you with that, scaling all the things, but mainly it was about getting out of your own way, being okay to fucking put your shit out there and talk. And then, there was through those moments, you're like, you won some, I think it was like a $500 voucher because you had like such a great party.
Oh God,
then
yes.
You had,
oh my God, yes.
Yeah.
And then I won a free vibrator from corporate as well.
Fuck yeah, free vibrators from corporate. Everyone else for workplace like that. I'll have 2, thanks. Oh, that's the best. Who else is giving vibrators away in corporate? Jesus Christ.
Oh my God, that just made
Yeah, and you were doing that, and then you were having like, big events. All of a sudden, you were having really good months, and all of that was happening. But then there was a moment I was like, yeah, it's working, and that's what I thought, and blah, 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 and I'm making money from this. But then there was the moment of like, I want more. Like, and I know I want to help people, but I have no idea how I'm meant to help people. I'm still going through my own shit. And this is for anyone listening to this as well. And I think this is what we do. Oh, I'm not there yet. I don't have this yet. I don't do this yet, blah, blah. And I'm like, isn't your past enough conviction that you went through fucking hell on earth 1,000,000 times over, through hot rocks, through scrabble, through fire, all the things, and stop breathing.
Yeah.
Is that not
Enough.
a fucking qualification enough to help other people? And this is why I hate when people are like, oh, are you qualified? Do you have this cert? Blah, blah. I'm like, shove your fucking certs up your ass, mate, because I have life experience. Would like to say, yes, I do have certs just to shut people up. But was it the certs that got me where I am today? Absolutely not.
No.
Absolutely fucking not.
No.
And so that's why I cannot stand when people come back and say that.
It's the same reason I never went to a counsellor or a psych, because I couldn't find one that had lost a damn kid.
Exactly right. It's the same reason that when I was back younger, when I was younger days, and I'm talking about in my teens and early 20s, I used to interview my psychs before I would even go with them to see what they'd been through so they could resonate with me. And if they hadn't had fucking drug addiction and they had a beautiful upbringing and stuff like that, I'm like, see you later.
Yeah.
And I remember someone turn around and say, this is not about me, it's about you. And I'm like, well, how am I meant to trust you if I don't even know you? Why the fuck would I open up? Why would I open up?
Of course you did.
You know?
I love that.
Yeah.
Love it.
Of course I did.
Yeah.
And so then you were doing the work, you were showing up, and then you came to Bali. And let me just remind everyone, she had no idea how she was going to pay for her weekly payment. And then she came to Bali and she came to the 4-day Weight Process Mastermind. And what happened there?
What didn't? I just want to go back to when I first, just very quickly, when I first joined the mentorship, one thing that still, and I've obviously come a really long way since then, but one thing that really, really helped me at the start of that mentorship was having that structure of, hey, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday between 10 and 11, I am uncontactable. I've had issues making myself readily available for both my daughters for 24/7. Like, they need, I jump. And having that where it was a bit of a purpose, and it's helped my relationship with both of them. They know that I'm not at their beck and call anymore. And I think that was all, the timing was right now, knowing where I'm at now, because I need that freaking time. Okay, there's times where
100%.
I'm not there for any of your bullshit to cook your dinner because you can't bother, or because you've had a hard day at work, or because whatever. Like, I will when I can, but it gave me the tools and to say no without the guilt.
Gave you the confidence.
To say no without the guilt.
To say no.
Look, not going to lie, there was definitely some pushback, 100%.
I remember.
There was pushback, but I stuck to it because I wanted that so badly.
And what you were doing was you were actually clearing up for this moment right now.
100%.
You were clearing up your shit here. And that was one of the, like, I remember you saying, like, you know, I'm here, it's 10 o'clock. It didn't go down too well. I remember one of you girls calling you while you're on the call on your phone. You're like, not answering that. I'm not available. They know 1 hour. Yeah. And that there is the moment where you start to put boundaries in place. And at the beginning, for the people pleasers out there, it's going to feel like you're being a bitch.
Oh, it was horrible.
It was horrible. Very uncomfortable.
It was horrible at times. It really was.
And it becomes horrible until it doesn't feel horrible anymore. And how we do... Yeah, exactly. Now, and you're a very different version. Like, the confidence, but also the fear from someone who has lost a child. You live in that space for a very long time because, like, I don't want to say no because what if something happened to them? And, you know, and it was because I said no. And so that is playing so many times
the amount, living my life in fear of losing another child, whether it be physically or just, hey, I'm not there to do all the things that they want from me, so they cut me off even. Do you know what I mean? Like, even that kind of loss, like, there was so much fear around that. So much. Not anymore.
Yeah.
I mean,
not anymore.
As a mum, you still worry, obviously. You know what I mean?
Of course. That doesn't go away.
It doesn't, no. And it never will. But it doesn't control doesn't control me now.
It doesn't dictate you, and
No.
now you're okay. Like, hey, I don't need the house to myself. I've got this going on. I've got calls. I've got clients now. And the thing is, again, for anyone listening to this, is that at the start, you're building these boundaries and you're saying no, and you think it's for this moment, and the moment's feeling fucking awkward. And she had no idea. You had no idea when we started this, so you would ever be having clients and stuff. And now when we have sticky clients and we have, like, you know, events or something that's not going right, or an employee or whatever, we're okay saying no, because we've dealt with the hardest no's, our bowsers, whether that be a parent, a child, you know, a relationship, whatever is your hardest bowser. Once you start saying no to that person, everything else is like a fucking domino effect. Easy. I got this.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So came to Bali in May. What happened?
I don't know. I want to ask you what happened. What did you do?
What happened to you?
So-and-so do to me in Bali? No. I got out of my own damn way. And again, I set that I'm going away for whatever it was, 5 or 6 days. I'm going to do this for me. So that intention was set, and it was set amongst those that it needed to be set amongst. And I went over there freely and with intention. Still not knowing, like, I knew I wanted to help people. Didn't think it was going to freaking come to me there and then the way it did. And there was nothing, not just one thing that made it all come together either. It was just all the things. Getting on that plane on my own, going to be amongst people that I'd never met in person, other than you, Beau, and Kirsty. I had met her as well. But just holy shit, putting myself in that room was bloody scary. But at the same time, I went with so much intention.
You had already done the hardest part, which was actually being able to afford to buy the ticket and come to Bali. And so it was almost like a proof, like, or I can actually do this. Like, I can do this. And then coming to Bali was the next step. And like, holy shit, I'm here. Like, at the beginning of the year, I don't even know how I might afford to fucking pay for my membership.
Like, I booked my flights, I booked my accommodation, and I had not a lot to tie me over. And I've been to Bali Bali used to be a second home, so I knew what expenses I needed. And I thought, okay, like, I've just got to stick to this for each day and I'll be okay. And I was. Yeah. I wasn't for the first time, it'd be the first trip I've ever done to Bali where I haven't been shopping. But it's not what it was about. And I knew that I had to just be completely open to receive whatever came of being there. I don't know, freaking another life-changing moment. Another life-changing...
I remember the day. It was the day that we were leaving, and we were standing outside the villa, and you said to me, I know what I want to do now. I've got it. And what was that?
That was Breathe for Them. That was knowing not just that I wanted to help people, but knowing exactly how I wanted to do it. And then it was weird because I knew, like, I don't know, I wanted to make up a Facebook group and start getting people in there, like, because that's, you know, what I'd known. And a lot of the pure romance stuff was done around Facebook groups and pages. And it came to me that I had already started a Facebook page years ago called Mothers of Angels. And I remember just thinking, okay, like, I've already got 50 odd people, like, right there. But I just knew that I wanted to share everything that I had been doing in that past 3 years. Everything that changed my life,
Had worked for you. Yeah.
that saved my life, I wanted to be sharing that, and I just wanted to get it out there. I'm going to say fucking. It is a fucking lonely road, grief.
Yeah.
It really
Yes.
freaking is. Everyone gets on with their life. Everyone moves on, and I get that. But then you go through stages of feeling some kind of resentment because you're still,
Yes.
and as a mum especially, because you're still stuck. You're stuck there as his
Yeah.
mum without him, watching his friends get married, watching his friends have babies. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I just have this huge urge to reach as many people as possible so that they don't feel lonely. And then to give them the resources and the tools that I know work, that have changed my life, that have saved my life. Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
It is pretty cool. And it's September something, I think like it's 23rd of September. And you left Bali May 23rd. And you said to me, I know what I want to do. I want to do an event. And how long after that, when you left Bali, where did you run your first event?
So I said I want to run an event within 6 weeks. And then when I got home and I looked on the calendar, 6 weeks actually aligned with my son's anniversary. And normally that the time period leading up to is fucking rough. And pretty much the start of July through to the end of August is because, the anniversary of his passing and then his birthday within 6 weeks. And I remember saying, I want to do an event, not even thinking about what time period for the first time in ever. Like normally come May, I'm starting to anticipate fucking July, and I hadn't for the first time because I set that intention right within 6 weeks. I want to do an event. And then the 6 weeks on the Sunday was 2 days before my son's anniversary. So that's normally a time when I'm like, Bali's.
A mess.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And it took my breath away for a second. And then I looked at the fudge in. Thought, no, like,
But do you know what you did here? You rewrote the story. You now have birthed something far greater, and you were able to help people now because of something that was such a loss in your world, that now you got to change that to be like, I'm celebrating all life.
Yeah.
Because of you, I get to help all these other people.
Yeah.
He's around you 24/7. I mean, in the background, you can see the vest, So in the background, we can see the vest. Like he's with you at all times.
Always.
And to see the Kylie today compared to the Kylie in 2022 when I first met you, and then even at the beginning of this year, to see what you have achieved. It was May, and then September is when you do this. Tell me what you've achieved from now in those couple of months. Tell me what has happened.
I'm about to go into my 4th event.
4th event, guys. 4th event.
4th. I've created a safe space for people that are experiencing that grief and loss, in the way of it's not Mothers of an Angel. It's open to anybody that's experienced that loss with anybody that they've lost. And I think we've got about, 160 or 180 people in there. So that was a new group set up since May. I've got my Breathe for Them Instagram, my Breathe for Them Facebook. I think Breathe for Them Instagram. I think I've got 180, 190 followers of genuine people, like real people. And that was all started at the end of May, start of June. And I've launched a mentorship program called Inner Circle as well. Yeah.
So 4 events, Instagrams, Facebooks, and mentorship. And what else has just happened to you?
I believe I'm now a regular on a radio station.
On a radio station, guys. This is like, you don't even understand. Like, I wish that everybody knew the Kylie I knew in 2022, because if I talked to her in 2022 and said, hey, guess what? In 2025 and September, this is what you would have achieved, she would not have even believed it, not even a second. Like, that would be unfathomable for this woman to even comprehend.
Would have just confirmed that you were cooked as well. Just saying. No way.
We have to ease our clients into it. We have to break them down. We have to get them through their own shit first for them to see what's possible. That's why we are a You First Business Second coaching container.
I would have laughed at you even this time last year.
Mm-hmm.
And I was deep in the healing and really coming a long way even this time last year. And I would have laughed at you and said that you're freaking crazy, not a hope in hell. But here we are, 4 events in. Yeah, mentorship program.
Yeah.
Bali retreats being planned.
Mm-hmm. Just an incredible woman, from someone who's gone through the most unimaginable pain ever to where you've gone. And I just want to say, from me and everyone listening to this in our community, like, thank you for questioning the medical system. Thank you for being strong enough to sit there and say, I'm not all right, I'm not okay, but I don't want medication. Please show me the way. Thank you for looking for that. Thank you for putting that out there, because if you hadn't, you would never have come to that session. And maybe worse, you may not be here today.
Yep.
Maybe you would and still be struggling. But because you are strong enough to be that version of yourself, that now other people get the help that you were so badly looking for. So thank you for being that version of you, Kylie, because that's a very, very strong person to get through that.
Just the start. I'm probably going to be that person to cause a lot of controversy, to be honest, because the whole medical, whole medical system.
Fuck the system.
Oh, look, I've gone down to local doctor surgery with flies and asked if I can put them there.
100%.
Like, but the thing is, like, I've been told no.
Yeah.
Well, that's, you know what, that just goes to show you the kind of person you are and the kind of person I am, because I'm here to help people.
That's exactly right. But the no's just no right now. It's not no forever. So remember that,
I
get put you in places to be rejected.
Everybody needs to hear. Everybody needs to be aware that there's alternatives. Everyone.
100%. Like, just, it's absolutely incredible what you've achieved and what you've gone through.
Wouldn't have got there though. Come on, let's be real. Wouldn't have got there if it wasn't for Beau and his cooked antics. No, I'm joking. I'm gonna stop with the cooked stuff, I swear. Maybe.
It's okay. It's fine.
It's so weird though, because I was so adamant. Like, and it's so not. Like, it's like second nature now. I'm like, oh my God, people are looking at me like that now.
Yeah, like, I'm the cooked one now. Yeah. I'm the cooked one. I promise, guys, I'm not cooked. I promise.
I promise. It's been years and years.
Yeah. But
yeah.
You
got here without you guys giving us the tools, and not just the breakthrough breathwork and the breathwork and stuff. Everything since as well. Like, I wouldn't be here, and I definitely wouldn't be doing this.
Well, we are super, super happy that you're here, and you are such a huge part of our community and the connections that you have created in here. And again, this is one thing that I love and what I've worked so hard to get, and why, like, if there's any bad apples in WeBro success, they are removed straight away, because community is our number one thing. But the collaborations that you've had in the community and
people,
the woman, they're your people.
Oh my God. For the first time in my life at Nelly, I'm about to turn 49, And I can literally say for the first time in my life, there is a handful of people that are my people. And every one of them have come out of We Breathe Success. Like, they're just my people.
They're just your people. And that's what we do. We're just fucking
collaborating
about the
and
people.
helping each other is just freaking amazing. Like, it feels so good to be helping each other. And I just have, I don't know, I have more support than I've ever had in my entire nearly 49 years of existence from anybody. It's insane.
And I love that. And that's why I built this. And this is why
you
it's
did a bloody
my
good
top
job.
value system.
A bloody good job.
Thank
because
you.
These people are quality. Incredible.
They are quality. One question, would you recommend We Breathe Success to other people?
Are you fucking kidding me? I freaking tell everybody. I tell everybody. I spoke about We Breathe Success on the radio. Formerly, we believe in, believe in your breath. I was like, formerly believe in your breath. God, I'll shout it from every goddamn rooftop.
I love that. And what would be one message or tip that you could leave your audience? Anyone listening today?
Oh, there's so many. I want to say do the damn thing, but that's your thing.
It's okay. You can use it. It's installed.
And you know what? It's all I can think about. Just do the damn thing. Like, it's so true. Like, I get it from your point now. Like, I'm like, why? I used to be like, why does she keep saying that? Like, now I'm like, just do the damn thing.
People hitting me with excuses and their bullshit, blah, blah. And I'm like, you pay me a lot of money just to say, Kylie, just do the damn thing. Like, oh, that was it. Okay, got it.
Honestly, do the damn thing. Get the fudge out of your own way and just trust and acknowledge your worthiness. Everybody's worthy of a fucking decent life. Everybody.
Yes.
Everybody.
Love that. So beautiful. And thank you so much, Kylie, for spending today with us. And anyone that wants to reach out for Kylie, she's got Breathwork. We'll have all of her information in the show notes, all of her Instagram. You can connect with her. She's an incredible, incredible woman, such a valuable person in our community and what she's doing in this space for other people. So please reach out to her, guys. Thank you for another episode of Spill the Tea with Kirsty and Beau. And if there's one thing that you can truly take away from today's session is that every single person has a story and everybody's had hectic, bad, traumatic things that have happened in your past, and that story can also be someone else's hope, and you can turn that into such a beautiful, positive experience to help someone else. So please, I hope that you've resonated with beautiful Kylie today. Reach out to her, and big love, everyone. Thank you so much.
Thank you.